Hello boys, this is Ishan Akbar. In this video lecture, we are going to discuss that how can we draw a Thiessen polygon to determine the mean rainfall or average rainfall in a catchment area. First of all, we need to draw or we need to learn that how can we draw a Thiessen polygon. Then we will move towards finding out the average rainfall in a catchment area using this method. To draw a Thiessen polygon, we just need to draw our area or catchment area or basin or our watershed on a graphical scale. After drawing that scale on a graph, let us say this is our graphical scale on a paper. After drawing it on a graph paper or on a scaled diagram, we'll simply locate the stations as station 1, station 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. When these stations are drawn on a scale diagram of a watershed or a catchment area, we will follow some simple steps. So first of all, the step 1 is basically drawing scaled catchment area. You have to choose a scale, a reduced scale for the catchment area, and you will draw the whole catchment area as per the reduced scale. The steps 2 will include locating rain gauge stations over the catchment. There may be number of rain gauges installed over this catchment area or spread over this catchment area for the measurement of precipitation. So we will locate all the rain gauges as per their latitude and longitude or as per their coordinates. And step 3 will involve, this is very simple step, we will connect all the rain gauges using non-intersecting triangles. Means if we are going to connect rain gauge 1 with 2, then we will connect 2 with 3, 3 with 5, 5 with 6, 6 with 7, and 7 with 1. And let us say we want to connect this 1 with 6, and then we want to connect with this 4 with this 7, so we cannot do this one because these two lines are crossing each other. So we have to use the non-intersecting triangles which are not going to intersect. So we will basically draw a line from 1 to 4, then from 4 to 7, then we will connect this 4 to 6. These are two triangles, this one and this one. Then 4 to 5, then 4 to 3, and then 4 to 2. This is our central station. So in this way, we will draw non-intersecting triangles. The step 4 will include, this is the most important step for a Thiessen polygon method. We will draw angle bisector, perpendicular bisector of each line. Because we have drawn these lines, we have drawn triangle. I will show the schematic diagram with animations to draw perpendicular bisector to draw the connecting lines between two stations. So we will have to draw perpendicular bisector of each line. Perpendicular bisector mean, let us say we have a line which starts at point A and ends at point B. So we have a length of 5 meters, say. So we have a line which will cut this line in two equal parts. This is bisector. Mean this divides the whole line in two equal parts. This is known as bisector, mean dividing in two equal parts. So this portion is also 2.5 meter and this is also 2.5 meter. And perpendicular means the angle between the bisector and the original line. The main line is 90 degree. So this line which is cutting this main line in two equal parts and is crossing at an angle of 90 degree, this line is known as the perpendicular bisector. This is the symbol for the perpendicular bisector. So simply, when we have drawn the perpendicular, let us say for this line the perpendicular bisector is this one, for this line the perpendicular bisector this one, for this line the perpendicular bisector this, for this line this is this one, and in this way we'll draw the perpendicular bisectors of all the line by ignoring the intersection of bisectors. They may intersect each other, but lines of triangles can never intersect each others. Perpendicular bisectors will intersect each other for sure, but lines of triangles can never intersect, or triangles can never intersect with each other. When you have drawn the perpendicular bisectors, step 5 involve erasing the triangles. You just need to erase the triangles which are connecting this rain gauge network. So after erasing the triangles, you just need to erase or the lengths of increase or erase the lengths of perpendicular bisector lines. And when this is done, you have done with the erasing and increasing the length of the perpendicular bisector, you will get a Thiessen polygon diagram. For this, you can see here there are 7 stations in this network, and over this catchment area will simply connect these two rain gauges. Let us say this rain gauge is number 1, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So to connect these rain gauges, we will need non-intersecting triangles. You can say here we have connected these 3, 1, 2, and 7 stations with a triangle. Then we will draw a line between 2 and 3 and 3 and 7. We have made another triangle, the 3 and 4 and 4 and 7, another triangle, 4, 5 and 5, 7, another triangle, 7, 6 and 6, 5, another triangle, and from 6 to 1 there is another triangle. So basically we have made a total of how many triangles? You can count: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There are 6 number of triangles in total, and by using these triangles we have connected all the rain gauges available in this area, in this catchment area. So when you have drawn these network of triangles, you will simply erase the numbers, or you can do anything you want. Just keep these lines and try to draw a perpendicular bisector. So the step 3 is perpendicular bisector. So you can simply measure the length of the line, mark the half, and use a protractor to draw a line at an angle of 90 degree passing through that point of a line. Let us say you are drawing a perpendicular bisector of this line. You will simply put a scale from this point to this point, and you will mark the half midway. Let us say this is the midpoint of this line. You will keep a protractor and indicate an angle of 90 degree, and you will mark a line. This is the perpendicular bisector line, and you will do this for all the cases. So to draw the perpendicular bisector, you will just need the procedure which I told, and this is the perpendicular side bisector for line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we have internal lines as well. We'll draw the perpendicular bisectors of all the lines. We'll not consider that either these perpendicular bisecting or uh, bisectors are intersecting each other, not. In this way, we can draw all the perpendicular bisector. You can see again, these are just imaginary perpendicular bisectors to teach you that how can we draw. We have drawn a perpendicular bisector for every line of the triangles, for every line of the triangles in the network. When you have done this, the drawing of perpendicular bisector, you will simply erase the lines off. We will simply erase this line, because we don't need the triangles, we just need the polygons. You will erase all the white dotted lines or white dashed lines. When all the lines are erased, you will simply get a network like this one. You can see here, let us say this is first station, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and this is seventh one. So we have basically seven polygons. This is polygon number one, this is polygon number two, this is polygon number three, polygon number five or four, five, six, and seven. Simply say polygon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it means that we have a different polygon for a different rain gauge station. For each rain gauge station, you will have a specific polygon. By using same scale diagram, you will simply measure the area which is occupied by the rain gauge 1. Again, you will measure the area occupied by the another rain gauge 6, let us say. Then again, you will measure the area occupied by the rain gauge 7. In this way, you will measure, because you have drawn this map on the scale, so simply you will be able to calculate the area. Again, you will calculate the area of the fourth rain gauge, and in this way you will calculate the areas of all the polygons. When you have calculated the area of all the polygons, you can simply use a formula to calculate the average or mean precipitation over this catchment area by using the formula precipitation over rain gauge 1. This is not polygon 1, precipitation. We can show the polygon by small p letter, p alphabet, small p. Or don't write this one. We don't need to write the pole P1, P2, P3. So P, here's P stands for precipitation. P1 into area of polygon 1, P1 this station, and area of this polygon, which is formed by after drawing this Thiessen polygon. So all of these polygons are known as the Thiessen polygon. Thiessen was a hydrologist who invented this method to measure the uh, average precipitation or mean precipitation. In the same way, P2 into A2 plus P3 into A3 plus up to so on, and we will go towards P7, A7, and we will divide by the accumulated area, that is A1 plus A2 plus A3, and to so on A7. So simply we will add up the weight of each area with respect to precipitation, and we will divide by the whole area of the catchment. Whole means this green area, overall area of the catchment. So in this case, we will determine we will find out the average precipitation of the catchment area. So here till here, this is the basic introduction of the lecture, and next we can determine the we can use an example to calculate the average precipitation over an area. For that, I have included an example. I will add the seventh rain gauge here, which has a precipitation of 11.5 centimeter millimeter and an area of 132 kilometer square. So we don't need to make the unit consistent. Do not make units for this method consistent. Mean you can use the unit of precipitation as it is, and you can use the unit of area as it is. And at the end, you will get the right answer in units of precipitation, because we are going to determine the average precipitation. So simply we will put the formula. That is, what is precipitation of first rain gauge 10 into what is the area? It is 120 kilometer square plus 11 times 115 plus 15 times 138 plus 18 times 171 plus 12 times 131 plus 14.5 times 150 plus 11.5 times 132 divided by the total area. This term you will write this term 120 plus this area 115 plus 138 plus 171 plus 131 150 and 132. Just use the calculator to calculate the answer or final answer of this average precipitation. I will take some seconds to calculate the final answer. 10 times 120, 11 times 115, and 15 times 138, 18 times 171, 12 times 131, 14.5 times 150, 11.5 times 132 divided by 120 plus 115 plus 138 plus 171 plus 131 plus 150 plus 132. It gives us 12.33 millimeters. Because here the area is in kilometer square in denominator, and in numerator the area is also in kilometer square, so this kilometer square will be cancelled with this kilometer square. So the average precipitation over this catchment area will be 12.33 millimeters. So this is how we can calculate the average precipitation, P average, or you can say the P mean in this catchment area due to the 7 rain gauge station, 12.34 millimeters. So this is how we can determine the average or mean precipitation over catchment area using Thiessen Polygon method. Thank you very much. See you in the next video. Take care. Allah Hafiz.